Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. You're not going to believe the hidden value that could be sitting right in your change jar right now. Yes, we're talking about one of the most iconic and collectible coins in American history, the United States $quarter from 1776 to 1976. But this isn't just any coin, this is a bicentennial beauty that could be worth much, much more than 25 cents. If you're a coin collector, a history enthusiast, or just someone who enjoys hunting for hidden treasure, stay with me till the very end because I'm about to reveal secrets, tips, and values that will blow your mind. Now imagine this, a coin minted to celebrate 200 years of American independence. The 1776 to 1976 quarter was not your average pocket change. It was a bold, patriotic statement struck in honor of the United States bicentennial. What makes this quarter special is not just the dual date, but the special reverse design featuring a colonial drummer boy, unlike anything else you'll find in regular circulation. It instantly became a favorite among collectors the moment it was released. And to this day, its popularity continues to skyrocket with rare era coins and special varieties selling for unbelievable prices. Let's talk about what makes this coin so unique and valuable. First of all, there are three main versions of the 1776 to 1976 quarter. The regular circulation strikes made of copper nickel, the special collector strikes made in San Francisco with a 40% silver composition, and then the proof versions. But that's not all. Within these categories, some coins have specific errors that make them incredibly rare. We're talking about double die obverse, off-center strikes, missing clad layers, and coins with extremely sharp details that show signs of being struck on silver planchets mistakenly. These error coins have been spotted and sold at auctions for impressive amounts. For instance, a silver version with a double die error was sold for over $1,200 in a coin show in Pennsylvania. Another collector in California was lucky enough to flip a rare San Francisco proof version for nearly $800 because of its mirror-like finish and unique strike. These are not made-up numbers, these are actual cases where a single quarter turned into hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now if you're someone who loves the thrill of collecting or coin hunting, here's a tip you'll thank me for. Always check the mint mark. The quarters with an S mark are from San Francisco and usually have higher value, especially if they are silver. And even the D Denver or P Philadelphia coins can be valuable if they show signs of mint errors. Grab a magnifying glass, check the details closely, and if you ever find one that looks slightly different from the rest, hold on to it. That might just be the golden coin every collector dreams of finding. Another collector's tip: don't clean your coin. No matter how old or dirty it looks, cleaning a coin can instantly reduce its value. Collectors and appraisers want the coin in its original condition, with all its age and character untouched. If you think you've got a valuable one, get it graded professionally and keep it safe in a coin holder. Trust me, it's worth the effort. This coin isn't just rare, it's a piece of American history. And with demand rising every year, these bicentennial quarters are not just collectibles, they're investments. Collectors from around the world are paying premium prices for specific versions, especially high-grade silver coins and those with errors. Some collectors have even built entire sets just around the 1776 to 1976 series because of how iconic and diverse it is. So what's the actual value? While the regular copper-nickel quarters might still trade close to face value if circulated, the silver-clad versions in mint condition can sell for between $25 to $50. Rare error coins have been auctioned for anywhere from $100 to over $1,000 depending on the type of error and overall condition. And proof versions with deep cameo finishes have sold for as much as $500 in online auctions in cities like Chicago and Miami. Collectors, this coin is calling your name. The 1776 to 1976 quarter isn't just a tribute to America's independence, it's a key to unlocking treasure, history, and serious collecting prestige. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, don't overlook this gem in your collection. Check your coin jars, dig through your drawers, and who knows, you might just find a hidden treasure that could change everything. So keep collecting, keep searching, and never underestimate the power of pocket change. Top 2. We're diving deep into a coin that might look ordinary at first glance but holds some exciting surprises that every coin collector and coin hunter absolutely needs to know about. We're talking about the 1966 United States quarter dollar, a coin that many people pass by without realizing its hidden value and rare variations. If you've got one of these tucked away or you're hunting through your change, this video could be the moment you discover something truly special, so stay with me and don't miss a single detail. The 1966 quarter is part of a fascinating period in U.S. coinage history because this was a time of major transition. Just a couple years earlier, in 1965, the U.S. Mint had stopped producing quarters with silver content and moved to a copper-nickel-clad composition due to the rising cost of silver. But what makes the 1966 quarter so interesting is that even though it looks common, certain versions and rare errors make it incredibly collectible and valuable to the right buyer. Now here's the thrill: during this time, the Mint did not include mint marks on quarters in an effort to discourage hoarding, so every 1966 quarter appears without a mint mark whether it came from Philadelphia or Denver. That alone makes it unique in its own way and adds to the mystery and interest for collectors who love to dig into coin history. But that's not all. There are special versions and error coins from this year that have sold for incredible amounts. There have been reported examples of 1966 quarters struck on silver planchets left over from earlier years, and even some struck off-center or showing double die errors on the lettering and date. These types of errors are extremely rare, and when authenticated by grading services, they become highly sought after and sell quickly at auctions and collector markets. One such silver planchet error was sold in a collector's show in Dallas for over $400 because of its unique weight and appearance that didn't match the standard copper-nickel strike. Collectors need to pay close attention to the color and edge of the coin because a silver error quarter will look different from the copper-nickel version. It will have a more solid gray tone with no visible copper line along the edge. If you ever come across one that feels heavier or looks different, don't let it go. That might just be your jackpot. Another exciting thing about the 1966 quarter is how its condition plays a major role in its value. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint state condition are valued far higher than those that have seen heavy use. So if you find one with sharp details, a clean surface, and minimal wear, hold on to it tightly and get it graded, because that could be worth far more than you think. For collectors, here's a golden tip: when you're searching through rolls of quarters or coin jars, don't skip the 1966s just because they don't have a mint mark or silver color. You never know when one of them might turn out to be a rare error or in pristine condition that's worth serious money. Also, keep an eye out for the so-called transitional errors. Those are the types that can turn an ordinary-looking quarter into a valuable collector's dream. Collectors from all over the country are still hunting for these rare 1966 varieties, and that tells you just how much demand still exists for them in the market. Coin dealers in states like Florida, Arizona, and California have reported regular sales of high-grade 1966 quarters and are always on the lookout for the rare silver planchet errors and off-center strikes. These coins hold real value for collectors and continue to gain attention among numismatists every year. Now let's talk about what kind of price these special coins can fetch on today's market. A regular 1966 quarter in circulated condition is usually close to face value, but a mint state version graded MS65 or higher can easily go for between $20 to $50. If you're lucky enough to find one struck on a silver planchet or with a recognized mint error, it could bring in as much as $200 to $400 or more depending on rarity and condition. These are not just estimates. These are real numbers from actual auction sales and collector transactions in cities like Denver and Atlanta. So if you've got a 1966 quarter in your collection or find one in your spare change, take a closer look. What might seem like just another coin could be the hidden treasure every coin collector dreams about. Keep searching, stay curious, and remember, history and value often hide in the smallest places. Top 3. Have you ever taken a second glance at a 1979 United States quarter and wondered if it might be worth more than just 25 cents? Because let me tell you something exciting, That seemingly ordinary 1979 quarter sitting in your pocket or tucked in your coin jar might actually be hiding some incredible secrets that collectors would pay real money for. In this video we're going deep into the story, the rarity, the thrilling details, and the value of the 1979 quarter, and trust me, if you love coin collecting or treasure hunting, this is one video you don't want to skip for a single second. The year 1979 might sound recent to some people, but in the world of numismatics it's already considered a golden age for finding interesting mint errors and high-grade strikes that are still affordable to collect but can hold great value in the market. The quarter minted in 1979 carries the proud image of George Washington on the obverse and the iconic eagle reverse that had been used since 1932, but some of these coins came out with small mistakes and unusual variations that now make them highly desirable for collectors. One of the most intriguing things about the 1979 quarter is the different mint marks used. You'll find them from Philadelphia with no mint mark at all, Denver with AD, and San Francisco with an S, which includes proof coins and special strikes. What makes the S mint especially exciting is the existence of a unique variation in the proof sets called the Type 1 and Type 2 mint marks, and collectors go crazy over these subtle differences. The Type 2 version has a clearer, more refined S that was only used for a short time before the mint made changes, and that's where rarity begins to shine. But wait, there's more to it than just mint marks. Some 1979 quarters have been discovered with double dies where parts of the date or lettering appear slightly duplicated, and that small flaw is actually what makes them worth big bucks. Others were struck off-center or with weak strikes that reveal design elements in unexpected ways. These error coins might seem minor to a regular eye, but to a trained collector they scream opportunity and profit. Let me give you a real-life example. In a coin auction held in New Jersey, a collector picked up a near-perfect 1979 S Type 2 proof quarter for over $200 simply because of its rarity and pristine mirror-like condition. Another example comes from a flea market in Ohio where a sharp-eyed collector found a 1979 D quarter with a double die reverse that later sold for more than $150 after getting it graded and authenticated. These aren't made-up stories. This is real money changing hands for coins that millions of people overlook every day. Now, if you're a collector or just starting out, here's something very important you should know. Always look closely at the edge of the coin and check for any striking errors or missing design details. Proof coins especially should be checked for their clarity, sharpness, and whether they have the more valuable Type 2S mint mark. Also, make sure you protect your coins if they look shiny or feel heavier than usual. Don't clean them, don't scratch them, and never toss them in with loose change. A coin in its natural state is always more valuable than one that's been polished or handled roughly. Another pro tip: invest in a good magnifying glass or a coin loupe and study the date and letters carefully. Many of the valuable 1979 quarters were spotted because someone took the time to inspect the small things that most people miss. It's those tiny differences that make the biggest difference in coin collecting, and that's what keeps the hunt so thrilling. Collectors across the country, from California to Florida to New York, are still actively buying, trading, and selling 1979 quarters because they know the right piece in the right condition can bring in serious value. Coin shows and online auctions are filled with stories of people turning a single coin into hundreds of dollars just by paying attention to the right details and having their coins graded by professionals like PCGS or NGC. Now let's get to what you're all waiting to hear. How much is the 1979 quarter actually worth? A regular circulated 1979 quarter might be worth just its face value, but if you find one in uncirculated condition it can easily be worth between $5 to $20 depending on its grade. A proof 1979 S Type 2 quarter in top condition can sell for $100 to $200 and even more if graded a perfect proof 70. Rare error coins like double dies or off-center strikes have sold in auctions for over $150 and sometimes more depending on rarity and demand. So go ahead, check your coin jars, dig through those old drawers, and don't ignore the 1979 quarters you come across, because hidden among them might be a little treasure just waiting to be discovered. Keep your eyes sharp and your curiosity alive, because every coin has a story and some of them are worth way more than you can imagine. Top 4. Have you ever looked at a 1980 United States quarter and thought it's just another piece of loose change? What if I told you that this ordinary-looking coin could be worth way more than you think? You might be holding a valuable and rare piece of American coin history without even knowing it. This video is going to take you on a journey through the story, rarity, hidden errors, and collectors' demand for the 1980 quarter that could turn your simple pocket find into a coin worth real money. The 1980 quarter stands out in the coin collecting world because it was minted during a time of strong economic change in the US, and that era produced some very interesting coins with unexpected errors and unique varieties. That year the mint struck quarters at 3 different facilities: Philadelphia, which has no mint mark, Denver marked with AD, and San Francisco, which produced proof coins with an S mint mark. But the 1980 D quarter is the one that made the most noise among collectors, and if you're lucky enough to have one in perfect condition or with the right error, it could be a real prize. Now here's where things get exciting. Some 1980 quarters have been found with dramatic errors like double die strikes, clipped planchets, off-center strikes, and even coins that show weak details due to die fatigue. These are not your average coins, and when spotted they can bring impressive value to a collector or reseller. There was even a 1980 D quarter sold in a small coin show in Arizona that fetched over $250 just because of a sharp off-center strike that left the design clearly incomplete yet incredibly attractive to collectors. Let me tell you, these kinds of coins are not common, but they're also not impossible to find. That's the fun part of coin collecting. It's like a modern-day treasure hunt, and the 1980 quarter is right at the center of it all. One lucky collector in Michigan found a 1980 quarter with a double die reverse, and after grading it MS66 it was sold at an online auction for well over $100. That coin started out in someone's change jar and ended up in a collector's showcase. If you're getting into coin collecting or already deep into the hobby, here's a tip you'll want to remember: always examine the date and mint mark closely with a magnifying glass and look for anything that seems off or different. Double letters thicker than usual, missing edges, or an oddly smooth surface could all be signs of mint errors that make your coin more valuable. Also keep an eye out for sharp strikes with full details, especially in coins with the Denver mint mark, because high-grade 1980 D quarters are becoming more and more sought after in the collector market. Never clean your coins even if they look dirty or aged. Cleaning can instantly reduce their value. If you think your coin has potential or looks unusual, place it in a protective sleeve and consider getting it graded by a professional service like NGC or PCGS. A graded coin carries far more value and trust in the market, and it's a smart step if you want to sell or showcase your find. Collectors from all across the country are still adding 1980 quarters to their collections, from coin shops in California to auctions in New York and collector meets in Texas. The demand is very real and growing. This coin has become a popular pick for those building date sets or searching for error coins from the late 20th century, and with the right condition or error it can easily stand out among modern coinage. So what's the actual value of a 1980 quarter? If it's a regular circulated coin it might stay close to face value, but uncirculated coins with strong details can bring in between $5 to $20. High-grade examples, especially with the D mint mark, can reach $40 to $75 in certain markets. And error coins like off-center strikes or double dies have sold for over $150, and in some cases even more depending on condition and how rare the error is. So don't ignore that 1980 quarter in your change or coin box. Take a second look, because it could be the hidden gem that turns your everyday coin into a collector's jackpot. Keep searching, stay curious, and remember, even the most ordinary looking coin could be hiding something truly extraordinary. Top 5, and last rare coin. I've got something truly exciting to share about a gem from the past, the United States 1994 quarter dollar. If you're a collector or just someone who loves the thrill of hunting for rare coins, you definitely don't want to miss a single second of this video, because what I'm about to tell you will make you see this coin in a whole new light. This isn't just any ordinary quarter. There's something uniquely special about it that has made it highly sought after in the collector's world, and if you stick around, you'll find out exactly why that is. The 1994 quarter dollar holds a fascinating place in the market, especially among those who know their coins well. At first glance, it might look like your everyday pocket change, but for collectors, it's a treasure packed with rare varieties and interesting minting quirks that make it stand out. One of the reasons this coin attracts so much attention is because of its limited production errors, things like double die strikes or slight variations in the design that can make the value shoot up dramatically. These little imperfections are what make a coin truly rare, and when collectors find one in top condition, it becomes a prized piece of any collection. Imagine stumbling upon a coin that looks normal to most people but holds a secret that can turn it into a valuable asset worth far more than its face value. Now, if you're serious about collecting, here's a tip: always check for those tiny details like the sharpness of the design and any unusual marks on the coin's surface. Coins with these rare errors or varieties have a higher demand at auctions and marketplaces, especially in places like New York or Chicago where collectors come to hunt for hidden treasures. The thrill of spotting such coins is part of what makes collecting so addictive. It's like being a detective on a mission. And the best part is that the 1994 quarter dollar is widely recognized among collectors, so you can be sure it will hold its value or even appreciate over time if you care for it properly. So why does this coin command such respect and value in the market? It's because of its rarity combined with the story it tells about that era of minting. Each coin is a piece of history that reflects the craftsmanship and quirks of its time. At auctions, these coins have been known to sell for prices starting around $30 to $50 and sometimes even much more if the coin is in exceptional condition or has a very rare error. That's a huge jump from the mere 25 cents it was originally worth. In cities with bustling coin markets, such as Dallas or Atlanta, collectors are always on the lookout for these 1994 quarters because they know that owning one is like owning a small piece of American history that also doubles as a smart investment. In conclusion, the 1994 United States quarter dollar is far more than just pocket change. It's a prized collectible that has earned its place among the top sought-after coins for collectors. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned coin enthusiast, keep an eye out for these rare errors and sharp details that make this coin truly unique and highly valuable. Remember, it's not just about the money but the thrill of discovery and the joy of holding a piece of history in your hand. So if you enjoyed learning about this fascinating coin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community of passionate collectors because there's always more treasures waiting to be uncovered.